Well, hello again, YouTube. Welcome back to the PC Lover 81 channel. Today's video, we're going to show you how to install a card reader in this computer system here. This is the 6-core machine I use in my basement now. It's just basically a music player and web browsing machine. It's got Windows 8.1 on it. Runs it like a dream. 8 gigs of RAM, and it actually has a it's a little bit slower solid state drive. It's I think it's a OCZ Vertex 2 in this one, but again, like I said, it runs Windows 8.1 like a dream. And we're going to put a card reader in it because we've been shifting parts around, and the card reader was one of the things I didn't have for this particular system. So we got this Rosewill down here off eBay for a big hole $5.44. So we're going to put that card reader in this machine. Claims to be a 74-in-1. I don't know, as long as I can put my cards from this particular camera in the thing for, you know, editing videos and putting videos together for my channel, that's all that matters. And to have that ability to do that, whether I'm in my room or in the basement or whatever, is good. So I like all my machines to have a card reader. So probably seems like a nothing project for some of you. I'm sure some of you could do this in your sleep, but others might not have an idea. So we're going to show you how it's done today. So we'll come back, I'll crack the case open, and we'll show you exactly how it's done. Okay, guys. Now, here's the tricky part about this Rosewill Challenger case. I'm going to show you down here. Obviously, we need to move the block off out of the front panel to put this card reader in. So the easiest way to do that is to actually remove the front panel. So we're going to try and show you how to do this. The easiest way to do it, place your hand on the top of the front panel just to support it. This front panel is made out of plastic, and you really don't want it to crack. And then underneath on the bottom, you'll feel on the bottom of this Rosewill Challenger case, there's an opening where you can fit your fingers. And just pull, a good hard pull should pull the cover right off, like that. We bumped the camera a little bit, but obviously, as you can see, that's pretty much how this cover is going to come off. Wanted to get a close-up, and of course, we're not editing out the camera moving either, because this is exactly how it's going to be, and I want you to see what your experience is going to be, especially if you're working with this case. Like the Leon Lee cases and some of the other ones, they come apart real easy, but this one, you know, with the front panel being plastic, I very, very, very much recommend that you do place your hand on the top of the panel to support it for the best and safest removal of it. So let's get this off to the side, remove this front block out piece, and then we'll put our card reader in. Now, this is what you should have after you remove that block out piece from the front. We're going to be using the second level up opening. That's because I think aesthetically it looks better in this case. And the way to take that piece off, it's kind of hard to show you with the camera because it was more or less holding the front bezel piece in place because of the front panel umbilicals are attached to it. Obviously, I didn't want anything to come loose at the board. Basically, in here on either side, there's two little tabs. You pull them to the side, and that block out piece comes right out of there. It's no problem. Very easy to work with. This case is extremely easy to work with. And just pop your front panel back on, and that brings us up to where we're at now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put our card reader in. Going to untangle the wire a little bit so that it's workable. Then we're going to put the wire in first. Fish the wire through. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can take care of that at the other end, and I'll come over there to the back and start feeding the wire through. Your card reader is going to go right in the slot, like so. And you mount it flush in the case. After it's mounted, it should look something like that, but I'm going to show you the mounting process, of course. So we're going to stop there. I'll turn the case over on its side, turn it around so you can see the side of the case, and I'll show you how to mount it. Now we're ready to mount the card reader. Provided everything cooperates with me here. We got a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. We're just going to start putting the screws in. And we'll worry about leveling it off after we get all the screws in. Just want to get them in first. And we can snug them down. We'll check and make sure everything's good at the front of the case and it sits properly. If you have a smaller screwdriver that you think might work a little bit better, we don't use any motorized stuff around here. We just use regular screwdriver. This number 2 may not be the best tool for the job, but it's what I took out of the toolbox this morning when I went down and knew I was making this video, so we're going to make it work. And of course, turn this case around so that the other side is showing, and mount the other side. Again, like I said, the number 2 screwdriver might not be the best tool for the job, but it gets the job done eventually. Just before you snug it down, turn the case to the front just to make sure that the card reader looks good. And I'd say we're pretty flush there. That looks good. And we just snug down our screws like so. Three, and 4. Very good. Now we're going to turn the case back around to this side. And what we're looking for is an open USB header on the motherboard. Anything will do so long as it is a USB 2.0 or less, obviously, with this card reader being a USB 2 card reader. You can't really plug a USB 3 card reader into this unless you have an adapter. They do sell adapters on the market. Unfortunately, I do not have any here, so I couldn't plug the USB 3 card reader that I have into this. But, you know, for now, again, this system, we weren't really worried about cable management, as it's just a music player. It's nothing special. And we have a USB 2 header right here on the board. Plug it in like so, and the card reader is installed. And the final shot we'll show you with the cover back on, and it'll be getting ready to go back downstairs and get hooked back up. And there you have the finished product. The card reader and the beautiful Rosewill Challenger case. Fingerprints are still drying, and from the cleaning solution that I just used, and the towel marks that I use to wipe it down with. I always try to give them a fresh polish them, and I bring them up and do work on them after I'm all done, so they're nice and clean. And that's a wrap on this project. Installation turned out very, very well. Really, in all actuality, this is something anybody can do. I hope you've learned something from my video about how to install a card reader. Again, don't pay any attention to the cable management. This is a music player system, but if we were doing cable management, the machine, the particular case does have some cable management holes that we could run the cabling through. But again, this is a music player. I swap parts out of it fairly frequently, so we're not really too worried about that. Probably going to be putting a power supply in it pretty soon, and a larger hard drive. So, like I said, just to back up what I'm saying, I'm not really too worried about cable management. I'll tidy it up a little bit, maybe in a future video, but for right now, it's fine, and there's lots of good airflow in there. This machine runs great. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about the process of installing a card reader. It took less than 10 minutes to do. Anybody can do this. And hopefully my video inspired you guys to take on this project yourself. It's easy. Couldn't be any easier. It's actually one of the easiest upgrades you can do to a computer system. Every computer system tower, whether it be a tower or a laptop, should have some type of card reader. Because I'm going to edit this video. I mean, my camera uses a SD card, and I'm going to use a card reader to put this video on and do the editing to this video before I upload it to YouTube. So, everybody should have one of these in a machine. Anybody that makes videos or takes pictures, what have you, should have one of these. They're cheap, affordable, and it's a piece of cake to install. Thanks again for watching the channel. There'll be more exciting videos to come in the future.